calling it open burning.
That's
See,
just-
that's,
It's a definition right off the state website. You have to call the state, I don't know. That's, like I said, this is right off the state website.
Good, thank you.
I have no idea.
All right, go ahead.
if somebody looks at this, oh, we're allowed to burn,
You're allowed.
unless you read it. Read it.
That's why, well, hopefully they can read, and that's why we have to have that long of an ordinance, because people are gonna try to burn stuff they're not supposed to.
Well, then why not call it no burning ordinance? Not an
You
open-
can't say, you can't be exclusionary. You can't say you can't burn in Wkcm. Open burning, we've decided as a council, as a community, that we will have open burning, but under the stipulations of this ordinance. If you say closed burning, that would be a furnace, an outside furnace. You couldn't see it. I mean, that's what, you know, this community, myself included, I like to sit out and at a fire in the evening in the summertime. And a lot of other people in this community also like that, but we want to keep it to a minimum. We don't want bonfires. If somebody wants to open their windows in the summertime and enjoy the summer weather, we don't want smoke roaring in their place. So that's why we want to try to keep it to a minimum.
So maybe he's saying, why can't we say recreational burning? Is what, he's saying open burning versus recreational. I understand what you're saying, but they just have to read this ordinance is all.
Yeah, but people don't read it.
Well,
They
That's their
look.
fault.
then they're gonna get in trouble. Then they're gonna get cited.
Most ordinances, I've looked up, that's an open burning, that's the way it's.
Okay, all right.
Like I said, I mean, I pulled that right off the state. The only thing we have done to this ordinance is take paragraphs and switch them around and tailor it for what's contained borough. There's like 4 or 5 paragraphs in there that we changed, but the whole complete structure of this is right off the state website.
Yeah, non-burnable materials outweigh burnable materials about 10 to 1. About the only thing you're going to be allowed to burn, open burning in Wkcm, is going to be seasoned firewood. It's not asphalt, shingles, not garbage.
Including pine, sap, pine.
And then why call it open burning?
Because it's going to be open burning, it's going to be a fire that you can see, and it's going to be out in the open.
But if it's
and a
not
fire
permitted,
is-
why are you calling it open burning?
It is
It's
permitted.
permitted.
First paragraph.
There's going to be definitions of everything.
But you can't burn only if it's recreational.
And here's, that's burning, so it's open
That's
burning.
burning, it's considered open burning, and that's what Bob said, and he said that's what they call it in most municipalities.
I mean, first paragraph, burning. So you're not burning.
You'll get a
Just
copy.
excluding
All right,
certain
well,
things.
I mean, we're not enacting this tonight,
No.
Jim,
You're allowed to
so
burn, but you're not allowed to burn.
You're not allowed to burn certain materials.
you're allowed to drive, you can only drive 55 mile an hour on 322, but you can still drive. I mean, it's just similar to that.
Okay, one other thing under unfinished business, zoning. I was down to talk to Sally Conklin from down at the planning division, and discussed about enacting zoning up there. And her suggestion was, to me, was since we already had a draft drawn up here back in, I think it was 07 or 08, to appoint a small committee. She said no more than, she said if, her personal opinion, no more than 3 people. And have them review the draft that was made up prior, and, because she said things may have changed, or you may want to add something, and have them bring it back to council.
So what you're saying is have appoint
3 people.
3 people. Are those people already been appointed?
No,
No.
it was advertised now, they wanted to get, we only got one way.
2 people.
Does anybody know where our material is from the last session?
Carol,
We
were
have
you ever able
drafts.
to locate the stuff? You said you were gonna bring it to the, like, maybe the last
Yeah,
meeting.
and I was gonna make copies, but being there's such a big issue with copies, I figured since you guys were gonna move into the building, you could find your copy.
All right,
We'll look for
we
it.
can do that.
I probably have it.
Yeah, it's
I'll
okay.
supply it free of charge.
Well, I'd like to, by next meeting, appoint 3 people.
Anything else?
No, just appoint 3 people. I know Clyde.
Oh, 23 people, okay, all
Yeah,
right.
you said you may be interested. Patty Colberg, and she's not here tonight, she said that she may be interested. And Eric Spang, I've talked to him, and
That's
he
three,
worked,
all 3 different people.
There you go.
Yeah,
yeah,
it's nice to put
But I gotta-
another
I gotta
set of
talk.
eyes on it.
make sure those 3 are interested. in
Still.
what to do. Yeah. All right, new business.
All right, everybody knows that over at Flynn's, there is a catch basin that has been caving in and out for the last couple of years. And nothing's been done about it. Bob and I were over here a couple of weeks ago. We could have got 4 guys our size down inside that hole. That's a bad off, it's caved in. It's starting to go back underneath the driveway. I've done some research. I have here a map that shows Flynn's property and where the catch basin sits. It does not sit on borough property. It was built when Sedgwick's built that garage as a Lincoln Mercury garage years ago. If somebody wants to look at it, I have it here. I have their tax form with their address and so forth, where we can send a letter. I have the deed where their property begins and ends.
So you're saying it sits on Flynn's property?
It sits right at the corner of Fern Drive and what they call Butler Road. And you can see it right on the map here.
Are they aware of this?
I don't know.
They are, because they have cones.
They have the cones and
But
the plastic fence around it. We never, this borough never put it up. But I'm afraid what's gonna happen is a little kid's gonna go riding a bike past there, or a car's gonna go too close to the edge there, and he's gonna go in. Somebody's gonna go in, somebody's gonna get hurt, somebody's gonna get killed. And I would like our solicitor to write them a letter advising them that we have looked into it, and we found out it was on their property, and we'd like to have it taken care of.
Yeah, that's, I mean, if they had, and please,
Yeah.
did you make him a copy of the map, Henry?
I don't need that.
I
I can
mean,
get that, I can get it smaller.
if you could get a small, that way it would prove to them that,
Well,
we're
I mean,
not,
I don't, did you, or bought the, do you know what, the description?
On there, that gives the description of their property. And
Yeah.
so forth,
I know, but was it plotted out? Did you actually, I mean, that's what I would do first off, is
and, well, follow it out on here.
the meets and bounds.
Can you just give Andrew that map?
yeah, throw it on a copy machine and just make a copy of that corner that shows the
I don't
county.
even need one.
Okay.
I can give them.
Oh, you can, okay, would you please?
All right, you can get with Henry if you need any more information.
Check this out.
All right, okay. Move on, need a motion to pay request date from Infinity Crane for work performed February 28th to May 30th for $9,120.
Is this her final payment?
It's not,
What's
still
next?
owe them $2,380
It comes.
I thought-
after this.
That's what I said, why don't we split it up? Why don't we split it up, why don't we just get rid of it?
I don't know, because this is what
Is
we're
that it? I mean,
Well,
that's what they do.
they want to make sure that we're,
No.
work completed for that period of time, so
Just, you need these.
they've done work since
You can take it.
May 31st. We'll get it done.
That's why
it's 2,380.
Yeah, that was,
I make a motion to pay the $9,120.
Second? Second. All those in favor?
I just, that wasn't trying to be direct, I just couldn't figure out why, because I mean, I don't think they had to do anything else up there, why didn't they?
well, yeah, this was only through May 30th, so.
We had move on here, we had a street department employee leave us. We have a vacancy which we've been advertising for. I think the first ad was in on Saturday. It's gonna run Monday through Thursday this week. And the final day to have their resumes in is the 14th, which is a week from today. And what I'd like to do is, once they resumes are in that week, the street committee, I'd like to have them do the interviews because they have knowledge of what's involved in the job. And try to have them do the interviews that week and have a candidate picked for the following week, which would be.
What are the hours we're offering? 30?
And the dollar amount, anybody can have a dollar amount.
No, no,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
I mean, we can pay $9, $10 an hour. What's the average for an employee? I mean, basically, if we wanna get somebody that's gonna be dependable and come to work every time, you gotta step up the plate and pay a couple dollars minimum wage. Yeah, I mean, that's fine with me.
Yeah,
How many hours?
no, he was working
He was working 39.
39.
Well, that's
That's
cut
full-time.
down.
No,
I know, but you, whatever.
Well, we can go on and on about that.
Yeah.
We're not gonna do that now, but
You
yeah.
want to put that in form of a motion, Henry?
I'll make a motion that we go ahead and set up the basic wage to start out at $10 an hour. And he will work, what was,
35 to 40 hours, I mean.
Yeah.
39 hours,
35.
35 hours per week.
35 to 39.
35.
Just, we gotta be careful with the part-time, full-time, and that's all.
Well, that's why we're staying under 40.
I know, they're knocking it down to 32 anymore.
No, they just jacked that up.
Okay, good. Okay.
Can I make a suggestion here, Henry?
Go ahead.
If we start him out at $9.50 an hour, then after a probationary period of 90 days, he goes to $10 an hour.
All
I
right,
like that idea.
that sounds advantageous.
Or $10 to $10.50.
Right there,
No,
not
start
50.
down.
Start at $9.50.
But they really-
90-day probation period,
Yeah,
son.
nobody can do
Yeah.
10 to 9.
You want 30?
$10 an
90
hour.
days?
Most places 60 to 90 days.
We should know by 60.
We can make it 60.
Yeah, let's make it
Make it 60.
Did you start your motion, Henry, or you got?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was on.
she got it.
Calendar days or?
Before I vote on that, can you read that motion back so we can make sure we got it?
Motion to pay the new employee $9.50 an hour for the 60-day probationary period. After that, it'll go up to $10 an hour, working 35 to 39 hours.
I'll second that motion.
It's, wait, it's 60 days,
Working
calendar
days.
days
Yeah,
or
count.
working days?
Working
Working
hours.
Working days.
Working days.
Any place common sense is working.
So why you gotta spell it out?
I second that.
With the amendment, I second that motion.
You have a
Or
second?
go rescinded.
Any questions? All those in favor, raise your right hand.
This is back and forth, it's a big time.
I think that in on the workers interviewing, that also should be the personnel committee involved on asking some questions also. I mean, I think some of the personnel should be involved.
Yeah, personnel committee,
Personnel, street committee.
yeah, and the street, correct.
Yeah, I think it should be involved.
When you guys get the people, when you set up the interviews, give us a call, send us a text or email, we'll try to be there.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I'll sit out. That's one less guy on the street. Take my place.
Yeah. All right, one other thing, discussion on the letter received from Chuck Pasco on behalf of the Board of Auditors.
I still take the stance that, all people, the auditors in this community who scrutinize every nickel and dime that goes in and out of this community would send us a bill without receipts for copies that probably shouldn't even have been made. The council members sitting here, as well as the mayor, were voted to be the gatekeepers of this community and not give blank checks out to other committees, organizations within the borough. And I will not vote on a blank check, I'm sorry. And I don't think the residents of West Catania want that either. That's my opinion. That's not council's opinion, that's my opinion. The lady that was here prior, she even questioned it, she was a prior auditor. 628 copies, she says, what is that for? Well, we don't know, you know? We have no answer to that. I mean,
And even the other two auditors could not tell us
yeah,
that.
right. Mike and Sherry couldn't either. And Berdella and Mickey, prior auditors, I mean, we got one copy turned in to council to review. Now it's online. I have no clue. I mean, that's my viewpoint on that. And then, I mean, I know this is going way back, but, you know, just in doing a little research, it used to be $50 per auditor, then it went up to $100 per auditor, then it went up to $300 per auditor, now it went to $500 per auditor, now it's over $900 per auditor. So that's coming out of everybody's pocket here, including the auditors, okay? That's hurting everybody in West Catania, okay? And these are our neighbors and supposedly our friends. So that is not, I'm done with the soapbox, but to me, I think it's ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous that we're letting this happen. I'm done, Mr. President, thank you.
Any comments? Well, I can bring up, need a motion. We got this letter to pay them $972.
Yes.
$972.50 apiece.
That's plus, okay, yeah, plus reimbursement for copies that we have no receipts for.
And we need the copies. That should not be off of borough property.
Yeah, if we're paying for copies that we've never seen, then those are our copies. And I'm just probably gonna start bringing in sheets of paper, Vess, with you owe me this much money and I'm not gonna have a receipt for it, but you better pay me. Because if we're gonna set a precedent here in West Catania, that we're gonna start paying people without receipts, then everybody's gonna do it. That's my, again. So you're not gonna get a motion from me, obviously.
Yeah, I'd like to just give you my opinion. I mean, you know, we obviously went through this several years for a long time at a certain amount of money. And like I said, since a recent citizen has become an auditor, it went from $300 to $500. And now because, you know, we're gonna, you know, I obviously sit here and not get paid for any of these. I mean, I do that because of an obligation until when I put my name in the ballot. But we have a person raised it from $300 to $500. And without asking, without permission, if we had sat down and talked to council like human beings and citizens, men and honor and all that stuff, we maybe would have accepted $500. But out of spite, now that you know, we made a commitment to $300 that prior auditors over the years have dropped without complaining. Went and we have a letter here from the attorney that boosted up not only 500, but 972. $50
Per audit.
per auditor. And that's well and fine and dandy. I thank you. I appreciate the citizenship here and the job you've done for us. But I want to make the motion now. There's 3 other people, 2 other people can make a motion.
And either way,
I'm not saying I won't vote for it. I'm just not going to make a motion. You have no choice. It's like a dead deal.
Okay. We'll move on. Need a motion to pay the bills.
I make a motion to pay the bills.
Have a second? Questions? No. What's this? Moral share of bridge light replacement. Bridge light replacement.
Is that the ones that, when we got to put up the new lights, when they redid the viaduct, they split up the responsibility of the lights? Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, well, they had to repair, usually she only has to pay once a year for our share of the lights. For the hill, like
I
what
think there's like 7 of
They
these.
had to.
Well, the reason I question it is because they tore the Canning Bridge going across the river. They tore all the lights out of it. And I just wanted to make sure that
We
they
weren't
weren't.
helping that.
Yeah.
Installation. This is the total of it, and then our share is 18%.
Any other?
Yeah, but there's a second one. No.
All those in favor, raise your right hand.
No. No. We had a question on the
I have a
bill.
question.
And speaking of, there's I know this is streets, this is old business, new business, whatever it is, I'm gonna say it anyhow. There's some street lights flickering in various areas, ones that aren't placed, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. I don't know if West Penn, if it's due to the bridge work or not, but I'll try to have a report, or if I get more complaints, then I'll bring it to the next week. I just wanted to make people aware of that.
Well, there's some out there out now.
But it works now.
Oh,
It
Well,
just
what,
flickers
what you
on.
have to do is get the phone number.
It's easy enough. Oh,
When you find, see a light going down, like some other people have during the borough, and they have called West Penn directly, and they ask for a specific phone number.
Yeah, that's no problem. I can get that easily.
Because they do have a guy on until midnight.
Mr. President, I have something
Yes.
else. This is a warning to the people in Wkcm. There's been residents that have been approached by an individual stating that the water in Wkcm is bad, and that he'd be willing to, of course, install a personal water filtration system in your house, which this is a legitimate business. This is what this guy does. But water in Wkcm is not bad, okay? Every year you'll get a report stating the levels, all right? So is it a scam? Sorta, is it not? So please do not fall for that, because,
And he's using neighbors' names as
he's
stated
using
that
the
he
boroughs
used.
and the water authority.
yeah, he's dropping names that, oh, your neighbor, Billy Bob over there said he's gonna do it. And then I talked to Billy Bob, no, he didn't say
My
that.
brother tests the water for West Virginia.
Oh,
For CWM.
Okay, so that's not him, is it?
No,
Oh, okay.
no.
No, he tests
This
the
is
water.
water company, he tests the water.
He's the third party that gives the water authority the levels. Oh, thank you. Okay, but were you aware of this guy going around? Oh, you weren't? Okay.
I got a call about
All right. So if you could put that in the Leader Times, that'd be most appreciated. And the website.
Yeah, actually, I talked to the individual.
Sorry, I spoke out of turn, Mr. President.
Okay.
I talked to the individual myself, and I think he was actually using the board building as a reference as well. He contacted us when we started building the building, and he approached me and gave, I had brought it to council, and council just said, we're not gonna look into a $2,000 filtration system. So I called the guy back and said, it's a done deal, we don't want it, forget about it. But for some odd reason, he had been telling some of the residents that, you know, can't trust the boss, what's being council and stuff. But, yeah, I think we got to figure that out.
Okay, at this time, I'd like to recess this meeting to the 21st. I'm hoping that they can have the interviews done.
Is that the fourth Monday of the month?
What's that?
Is that the fourth Monday of the month?
No, it's the third Monday.
Okay. Because the blood drive's here before Monday.
28th.
The 24th, correct?
21st.
21st. also hiring a new borough employee.
Can
Or
we
do
use
you
that,
need more time?
can we use that recess meeting, Mr. Solicitor, for other items or only set items?
You say general purposes, just
General
Yeah,
business,
Okay.
recess for general business.
Recess till what date?
The 21st,
because there's some other issues I think we have to talk about there, with salt shed, including salt shed.
yeah.
And, the items for the building,
But,
and our party.
okay, can we back up? We forgot this resolution for Joe.
Yeah, back her up between the motion and we didn't recess the meeting, or we shut the meeting down.
So that's something that he got off of,
Yeah, the copy of the county.
so he makes that, like, this public safety committee, Armstrong County makes that up. He didn't actually sit down and do that. That's confused me, because I've never received that from him before, so I'm like, so, okay, just so I'm clarified on that.
I think it's funny because when I asked him, was it kind of consistent up there, he said, yes, my badge is kind of consistent. And he didn't have it.
Personal opinion.
I don't know, I'm sorry, I'm sorry.
Another character assassination.
Yeah, okay, so I think
Yeah, read it so they understand what it is.
All the pages.
No, there's just.
this resolution approved and adopted by West Virginia Borough Council, Armstrong County, Pennsylvania, on the date herein after set forth. Witness it. Whereas section 7503 of the Pennsylvania Emergency Management Services Code 35 PA, section 7101, etc., mandates that West Virginia Borough prepare, maintain, and keep current an emergency operations plan for the prevention and minimization of injury and damage caused by a major emergency or disaster within this borough. And whereas in response to the mandates stated above, this borough has prepared an emergency operations plan to provide prompt and effective emergency response procedures to be followed in the event of a major emergency or disaster. And whereas this borough has also prepared an emergency operations plan in order to reduce the potential effects of a major emergency or disaster and to protect the health, safety, and welfare of the residents of this borough. Now therefore, we, the undersigned council of West Virginia Borough, do hereby approve, adopt, and place into immediate effect the emergency operations plan of West Virginia Borough. This plan shall be reviewed on an annual basis to make certain that it conforms to appropriate guidelines. And it's attached in all its glory.
Okay, I need a motion to adopt the resolution.
Where will that be posted? Like, will that be on a site somewhere, or like, who
He
has?
keeps, he said that he keeps a copy and the 911 has a copy. That's what he said.
Okay, I mean, is that, did you get a copy of it? You don't need a copy of it?
The only,
I don't need it.
the only problem I have with that is the fireman not having it. Do you have a problem with
Well,
that?
that's.
It's online.
It is online?
Once there's an emergency, he takes over anyhow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll second that motion.
Questions, motion, all those in favor, raise your right hand. All right, now I'd like to adjourn
Recess.
tonight's meeting till January 21st. July 21st.
Means like what, 953, 19. 3219. That brings in to the center, but just not on the computer. It's still recorded.
It's still recorded?
Yeah.
Okay.
532. At least it was.
Thank you.
I need your phone number.
Okay, just those two sections.
Henry, I'm going home.
Yeah, 'cause like,
2011 to make copies.
There you go, kid. There you go. I don't blame you a bit.
Dogs try to
They may have.
Okay, I'm going. I just wasn't interested. You think there's nothing in it?
Yeah.
So, how you trying to get your last name right? I don't know how to spell the new one. You want hyphen? So we gotta look at this thing. Holy, what the hell? Where does that come out of?
200.
oh, you're going to the you're the one, oh, I know that one goes right down along the fence. Oh, you're talking about the other side. Oh, you live on the outside.
On the right-hand
So you want that, because that comes out of where? Down north, or Carter, depending on what part of the street you're on. So that would benefit you? No, it's a brewery.